To rotate my 3D object, I need to make sure that the freeform is selected, and then I also need to make sure that my auto select is also selected. I will then click on the entirety of my 3D object, and from here I can either rotate the object by clicking on the outer cuff of the axis and moving it side to side like so, or I can manually enter the coordinates under the Properties panel in the middle column, just like this. To drag my 3D object, I need to select my pyramid, and I am then going to move my mouse over to the 3D mode up here, and my drag option is already selected for 3D mode. I can then drag my object by clicking on the arrows over on the axis. So we can go right, left, and go back and forth. When I want to slide my 3D object, I'm going to select my object, and I am then going to click on the slide the 3D mode option on the 3D mode panel. From here, I can slide my object from side or back and forth, and from side to side. I also want to hold down my option key on the keyboard as I move in the X or Y direction. Now also, if I want to move on the X, Y, Z axis, I can go into my properties under coordinates, and the first column is called position, and I'm going to manually enter the coordinates from there. With scaling, I will select my object, and I will then click on the fifth option in the 3D mode panel. To make my object larger, I am going to drag my mouse upward. And when I drag my mouse downward, the object scales to a smaller size. To work with the 3D camera, I need to move my mouse to the panel located in the left bottom corner. If you don't want to leave your display panel to work with the 3D camera, you can click and hold the orbit option. But you want to make sure that you're working in this panel the entire time. The orbit option gives us a 360-degree view. Like so. I am now going to select and hold the pan option, which is the second, and we want to click and drag. This function allows the user to view the object by moving the 3D camera up and down. And when we want to work with the dolly, which is the third option in the panel, we want to click and drag the mouse. And from here, I am able to bring the object either closer into the camera or farther away. When working with the XYZ axes, I can move the axis by clicking and dragging the arrow, so we can go up and down, or we can go side to side. Now when I want to rotate on the XYZ axis, we're going to highlight the outer cuff and move it back and forth like so. When it comes to scaling, I will highlight the square on the axis, and to make the object bigger, we're going to move it up, and then to make it smaller, move it down. And we can make it wider by clicking the mouse to the right, and thinner by going to the left. I can also manipulate the scale of each axis in the property panel in the third column on the coordinates. So we can make this 36, 50. And then from here, if I need to reset my coordinates, I click the Reset Coordinates option. Reset. And then to move to the ground, I click the Move to Ground option.